We are deeply saddened to learn of the devastating earthquake that struck Myanmar, Thailand, and neighboring countries this very Friday. The region which warmly welcomed us just some weeks ago for Masters Bangkok is now facing unimaginable loss and hardship. So our hearts are with everyone that is affected, and the entire VALORANT and Riot Games community is holding the people of Southeast Asia in our thoughts during this very difficult time. Please consider joining us in supporting ongoing rescue efforts by donating, so make sure to scan the QR code for more information.
This stream contains fast-flashing images that may affect viewers who are susceptible to photosensitive epilepsy or other photosensitivities. Viewer discretion is advised.
Today, former champions face off, and then two titans collide for the first time this year. You don't want to miss a round of today's matches. Hello and welcome to week 2 of VCT Americas, coming to you live from the Riot Games Arena here in Los Angeles, California. I am Zoe, and joining me on the desk once again are my good friends Ender and Sean. Yeah, we upgraded to friends now. You know, yesterday we were acquaintances, today we're friends. What will tomorrow bring? I don't know.
I don't know. Oh, I'm not on the desk tomorrow, so
well, then you're out. You're out of my life.
You're cutting me out. This is so sad.
It do be like
heartbroken now.
Yeah.
And on that happy note, let's recap what happened yesterday, though, okay? Where things were still okay between us and between some of those games. We had some banger matches, so of course we have some shifts in our standings.
Yeah, we do. I think the big one for playoff implications is going to be Furia versus NRG, right? NRG looked so shaky at the start of that series, but by winning, they keep their hopes alive, where Furia still having to play, like MIBR, Leviathan, their schedule looks rough for them.
It's really rough for Furia on the other side of this loss, falling to 0-2. NRG have to be, like you said, breathing a huge sigh of relief. Just another week to get their feet under them with Coach Mike's, Brock coming into this team. It's not all as cohesive as it once was. They show instances of being good, but this team, oh my, Crew. What happened?
Brian,
what happened?
Mazina was looking otherworldly. Sure, Zekin gets the odd ace here and there, looking real good. Just one bullet on this clip, by the way. Boom, headshot, gotta love it. He loved it.
So cold.
But Sentinels, in both maps they played versus Crew, have a very close first half, sometimes even getting the lead, and in both games, only secured one round win in their second half. That's crazy.
I know I call it the Lev formula. The Lev week 1 formula. That's exactly the Lev playbook from week 1.
It's exactly the same thing, copy paste. Hey, if it works, why would you change it?
It doesn't work. That's the problem.
If it doesn't work, why would you change it? You gotta roll with it. You gotta commit to something, right? Now, coming up today, we have two great matches. First, it's 100 Thieves going up against Evil Geniuses, and later we got G2 taking on MIBR. Actually, for the first time this year, I can't actually comprehend that they avoided each other in kickoffs. I somehow felt like we probably must have seen them, but we haven't.
I think this is going to be one of the better matchups for G2, right? If Osboss comes in and is Osbossing, it's always going to be good.
Osboss, Verno, this team can shoot. If Artzine drops a split performance like we saw last week, like 570 ACS, 300 damage around on Breach on defense, bro, MIBR might literally be the best team in our league.
Well, so there's a lot to be excited about today, but also there's just so much fun stuff to look back on in the past. It's so hard to believe that VALORANT is actually turning 5 this year. So here at VCT, we've seen so many exciting matches, hosted incredible events around the world, and it all started with First Strike.
Where they are, but gets 2 kills out of it. It's all up to Caboose now. Can he do it? Finds one. He's gonna go to half. Does he get the shot? He does! What a Caboose!
Kind of hanging out. They know it's gonna be tough. But all the kills from Toms. Could it be another one? The curveball hits him right in the eyes. And it is going to be enough.
But it's Eco. It's Eco again. Now the 1v1. He knows there has to be one nearby. No! How did Eco pull it up again? Wow, he gets the triple off the rocket. There's simply not enough against 100 Thieves. They are your First Strike North America champions.
This year we are celebrating 5 years of VALORANT, and we were there at the beginning. I was a caster, and at First Strike, Baby Bay was a player for FaZe. 100 Thieves won the trophy, and one of the players that lifted it, this guy right here, Spencer Hiko Martin. My GOAT.
What's good, bro?
What's going on? It's been a long time since I've seen the two of you guys.
Yeah, it looks like you got some sun, huh? I mean, me and this guy over here looking like ghosts, and you're tan, living the good life, huh? Like you've been chilling out here.
I'm retired. I'm golfing. I'm getting
golfing.
Not actually, but I'm not.
Yeah. What do you think about? I mean, we haven't seen you since they nerfed Sova into the ground. They reduced the drone duration, and you disappeared. What you been up to?
I'm still playing. I'm still watching games. You can see me in some people's watch parties, just being roasted for being old. I feel like no matter what crazy. I do, I'm just old. But no, yeah, I'm still been watching. I'm still playing, still streaming it. So I still really enjoy Valorant.
So now that you're retired, like, how do you feel about like the legacy that you've built? I mean, you lifted up that first strike trophy and everything. You know, like how has that been like from the outside in now? I mean, this has been such a crazy moment, and seeing 100 Thieves' success now too, you kind of pioneered it for the entire squad.
Yeah, I mean, back when Valorant was still very early on, and we were putting in a lot of hours. I think a lot of people, they doubted us, but they kind of thought that we had a chance of actually winning it all. Things went well. We transitioned from more of a PUBG roster to the Counter-Strike and then a soon a Dicey roster. We definitely had our work cut out for us back then, and seeing how the team kind of evolved even back then from when we first got a soon a Dicey to when we won First Strike. It's crazy the evolution of Valorant and how fast everything is kind of changing.
Isn't it wild? I mean, 2 new agents coming in. We get Icebox and Ascent back, which feels like home. But, we have Abyss, which is wild, and Teo and Breach just comboing everywhere. It's so different than back in the day. But you got to be reliving those glory days, because that 2020 scene right there, delivering the trophy during quarantine, that had to be insane to see. Man, it still gives me goosebumps to even think.
All I remember is like this crazy knife clutch I got that just like put me on the map personally, and it was like a 1v1 at the end against Hiko. Like, do you remember that, bro, at all? Like, because you ended up winning that tournament, I believe. But man, like that kind of kicked off my like whole streaming career. I was looking up to you, bro.
I appreciate that. I don't remember that specifically, but I mean, back then streams were crazy. People were watching it. Like you said, it was COVID time. We weren't even sure if we were going to be allowed to boot camp before First Strike, and we ended up, we were all in the 100 Thieves compound in LA playing First Strike, and we won. So, yeah, it was definitely a different time back then. It's a lot of fun to go back and think about and try to put yourself back in your shoes, 4 years ago.
Yeah, speaking of that, I mean, Asuna is one of the longest standing players we have in all of VCT. What is it like watching this kid? I mean, he's still somehow the youngest player on 100. Like, how is this possible? Is he getting younger?
Yeah.
What is it like watching this kid just grow up as a player, and just how he's changed? What have you noticed out of Peter in all these years?
He is such an interesting person to watch and even to talk to. When he first joined the team, he was very quiet. He was very shy. He didn't really, it took a lot to get him out of his shell. And I don't know if he necessarily looked up to us as, from our names back from, previous games, but he was definitely not the same as he is now. He was always confident in game, but it was more of the out of game stuff. And seeing him now, seeing a lot of the content 100 Thieves puts out, seeing the way he interacts with his team, even just the way he communicates is a lot different now. And it's been such a treat to see him. He's been transitioning into different roles. I know with you, Sean, he played more of an initiator, more of a flex. It seems like now he's going back to more of a duelist role. And, I wish nothing but the best and nothing but success for Peter. He's a great guy, in and out of game. And it's been, like I said, it's been really a treat just being able to watch him grow up and watch him kind of establish himself into the player that he is now.
Quick.
I agree.
Yeah, quick. 100 Thieves EG.
Oh.
Who you got?
100 Thieves. Don't even have to think about it. 100 Thieves.
Of course. 100 Thieves div EG every day. They've never lost to him, man.
Yeah.
Respectfully, Podrat. Respectfully. All right, thank you so much for joining us, Spencer, and we're going to throw it back to Zoe on the desk.
Thank you so much. What a trip down memory lane.
That was fun. Just like watching the old clips, old UI from First Strike, but also hearing them sort of talk about like the growth of like Asuna as a player, right? You know, for so long he was the initiator, the Raze player for 100 Thieves. In the last, few months has been playing so much of the Neon now too. He's really stepped up his game, and to watch him come back with the 100 Thieves team even just last year and raise another trophy was just awesome.
Yeah, it's incredible to see what a long way, not just Valorant itself came and Valorant esports, but also those individual players which we've been following all those years. Now, the current iteration of 100 Thieves, they kind of struggled at kickoff, and in a recent video released by the team, Coach Ziggs and Boostu actually discussed what they felt was holding them back.
Our team, compared to other teams, has a lot more like people that are like kind of carry oriented. There's like in my head kind of two archetypes of players in game. It's like carries and supports. And our team at its current form kind of has, 4 carries and then like Asuna, who's like a really good support player in the sense that he's always looking for ways to set up his teammates. And I think that throughout our time so far, this year and last year, EU has stepped up big as another person that's kind of became a really solid support over the entirety of last year, along with his development so far this year. And basically that conversation was just kind of alluding to the fact that a lot of the people on our team it's like a spectrum almost where, it's like super deep in the carry role means you're never going to support someone. Super deep in the support role means you're never going to look for like opportunity, like peeking on timing or like something super aggressive. And yeah, our team is like, primarily on this side. So we're doing a lot to try to teach people how to support each other better in game. And I think for Boosie's mindset during the NRG match, especially, he had like basically taken that feedback and pushed it all the way to the other side where...
To the support side.
Yeah, to the support side where basically he just was not playing the game. And when we watched the VOD back, it was like really apparent. A lot of times when he had like a free kill, basically, he just decided to pull out util instead. So, and that's, one of our learnings.
Yeah.
So I'm not too worried about it. It's just part of the overall growth of our team long term. We just have to acknowledge, people are playing new roles that we feel like will be better for our team long term.
All right, some real talk right there. Felt a little bit like a therapy session with this setup. Sean, as a fellow coach and someone who used to coach 100 Thieves, what do you make of that clip?
I hate it so much. I hate it so much. So why is their philosophy that people can't change and learn things? And why did he say that Austin is the only supportive player that he listed, but yet he's playing duelist? And I just don't understand that philosophy. I just don't jive with it.
It feels a little strange, like almost like it could be used as an excuse to take really aggro solo plays a lot of the time.
But as a head coach, my biggest struggle was trying to reduce the variance, right? In Valorant, you try to reduce the risk taken and give yourself the best chance of winning day in, day out. But by saying that the players are inherently playmakers and should always be taking these fights and this is their strength, you are inviting that variance. You are excited about it. And that was a huge problem last week. They would get these man advantages, sometimes 5v3s that they would just throw because that is the philosophy, and that's a huge problem in my eyes.
Yeah, and I see that as being like an issue that has plagued actually a lot of teams in Valorant, like the sort of inability to like rein it in once you get an advantage, but it also defines what a great team can be. You take a team like G2, for example, and their fundamentals, right? They're never throwing rounds, they're coordinating fights together really beautifully. You see very little sort of solo active play, so it is a bit surprising to see 100 Thieves take this approach.
Yes.
Let's talk about some individuals here, looking at that match. Cryo, he had incredible moments, and then also the very opposite of that. It seems very much dependent on what agents he's playing. What's going on there? Why is it so streaky?
Well, I don't know if he's the aggro or the support here, because you have his Yoru, which looked rough in the opening game. Then he comes out on top of the world with this ISO pick, like 4-0 in his opener. He's got 24 frags on Haven. It's beautiful, only to then go to a third map of Split, and he's on the Sage, and that did not look good.
Yeah, and that's what's getting the community up in arms, right? They're fearing for Cryo's role diversity. They don't think that he's capable of flexing across some of these meta agents, so we're seeing Sages being picked. And I don't think that's the case personally. I think this kid is phenomenal. He's a rank 1 player in ranked countless times now at this point across multiple accounts. Like, this guy just is so good. He prints wins. But they can't find a way to have him work in their system right now.
Yeah, he's definitely got the agent pool, because you even look at Kickoff or even a little bit last year, he's playing like so much of the Jet and Smokes primarily, right? Did play a bit of the Sage during Kickoff too, but he has the flexibility in terms of agent pool. But it's clear how much of an impact he can have, I think, when he's on like the very heavy fighting agents, especially in the ISO.
I mean, we've even seen it in like Brim, like you mentioned, back in the day on Bind. Like, this guy can frag out, and the Sage game in Kickoff, like, he can play all these agents and have massive performances. It's his rifling that I think everyone is so excited about, other than when we see him like opping on Pearl or something crazy like that. But man, I am worried if the map pool doesn't favor him today.
I mean, as you said, it's difficult to point a finger at individuals there, because winning and losing is both a team effort. We talked about the momentum they had in map 2, where he was individually performing really well. 100 Thieves were gelling, like they were grooving. Then Split happened. Yes. You have a few specific rounds you wanted to look at.
Yeah, I do actually. I'm over at the telestrator right now, so
let's do it.
Yeah,
let's educate what went wrong, what happened. Point fingers.
Yeah. We can pull it up on the telestrator right now. So this is actually a huge ult round coming up. So once they pull it up for me, here we go. This is the 8th round of the game, and the game is kind of getting to the point where it's out of reach for 100 Thieves. But they have all of these ultimates that they've accrued over the start of this game, and this is their chance to make a play back into the game. So what do? Well, they actually have quite a good idea. Off barrier right now, what they're going to do is try to find this frag on Zelsis. But it is such a half-baked idea. The fault line is going to come through like such, and they're going to tail ult this way towards Zelsis. That's going to force him into middle, and they actually end up throwing a slow there. All of this seems good, right? Watch how it plays out in actuality, and it's so clear. They're missing someone spamming this smoke. How on earth is Zelsis capable of getting out of this scenario right here without anyone shooting him, without the missiles coming from Teo? And I actually have to move the tools, because the missiles have not been used by EU right now. It could have been used to flush out this spot. It could have been used for a frag. You could say the same thing with Asana's paint shells or a showstopper. They could be going for a dry contact play with the Sage Res, but instead, none of that happens. Watch what goes down now. Zelsis seemingly just disappears. This orb just appeared in mid for 100 Thieves. We don't know how that got there after barrier, but they let Zelsis chill in mid right now. They wait for this smoke to fall, and I can see what they're going for here. They're trying to use the Sage Res. They're trying to get value with a dry fight right now. Now, why is the Sage up front taking the fight, though? That makes no sense. So our Sage Res and Showstopper are now out of the play. Our people in the back, you can see they're spaced in such a way where they can't even capitalize on any of this right now. Sentinel's outplaying them already in the mid round. They Viper pit mid. So Boostio's reaction right now is to use his ult to grab the spike back. They breach ult mid. They win this fight. And you can see right now, Sentinels, again, already a step ahead. Bang is going to end up pushing B right now in this mid round. Get all of the info on what's actually going down, and watch right now as they go towards B site. So they spot Bang pushing Ramen. He ults back into defender spawn, and that spooks 100 Thieves so much that they actually opt to cut noise completely and head back to A. Now, this is crazy. The B player push B. Why would you not just plow the site and take it for free? Instead, they go back to A, and the way in which they end up clearing this for John is abysmal. They cluster right here. They clear out in space. This is the most common angle in the late round, and they fall to John right here. He ends up getting a 3K to close out the round. The game is over at that point. They've wasted their 2 power ults, and I'm Sag. Back to you on the death zone.
So were we all. There's certainly a lot to take away from this match for 100 Thieves. So let's hear how Coach Zix is feeling today. Riff spoke with him ahead of today's match.
Yeah, I'm here with Zix before the match today. Do you feel like the game with Sen last week exposed certain parts of the strategy that need to be changed?
I would definitely say in terms of map details and that kind of thing, like we're pretty solid, I think, overall. I think just a lot of our issues were based on our fundamentals and like certain aspects of the game, like how we take micro fights together. So we definitely had like a really clear decision in terms of like where we were headed in terms of our goals. So goal-wise, I think that we kind of chose the right path and that this week we made a lot of progress on it. So definitely confident coming into the match.
Fantastic insight. Thank you, Zix. Good luck today.
Just a few years ago, Coach Zix and Bustio were lifting the trophy at Champions in Los Angeles, and today they'll have to face off against their old boss, Potter, and Evil Geniuses. That's got to be extra motivation.
Look, I'm sorry. I don't think EG stand a chance after what Bustio was doing to get ready there.
I can't lock in after that. That's crazy. He's just getting ready. He's doing his morning routine.
Is that your morning routine too?
Every day.
That's everyone's morning routine now.
Obviously.
Yeah.
Come on.
I got to get on that. I missed the brief, the prompt. I don't know.
It's okay.
I'm too old for those things.
You're not on the right side of the internet.
I clearly am not. But yeah, here's some trips down memory lane. A bit of footage from back when.
It seems like forever ago. Who are these people on the stage other than Giacomo, actually? Oh my gosh.
Yeah, you got Zix up there with Potter. But honestly, like, that's what we've got coming into this matchup, right? It's always fun seeing EG versus 100 Thieves. Back then, Zix was an assistant coach. Now we've got him and Bustio on the opposite side of things. But for these two teams, 100 Thieves, of course, had a much better follow-up year, right? Last year was looking hot. They were able to take a stage here in Americas. EG, it's been a constant rebuild ever since then.
I think EG has shown a lot of, I guess, insane moments, right, where they show their potential. They're still a young team.
Yeah.
And Potter has took so much time in trying to mold Nature to be this top-level IGL. Speaking of the intermingling between the teams, Nature was actually previously on 100 Thieves, as was Derek when I was coaching the team. So a lot of like weird matchups here. Players have played all over with each other. I think we're going to be seeing a lot of like micro plays and aware plays from everyone in the server as far as how each other like playing. A lot of anti-strats, that's what Potter's known for. Zix knows that. It is going to be a mind game today.
Yeah, I want to see the emotions. I want to see the drama. I want those two teams to dig deep. Now, EG, we know they're a team that likes to cook. We did get to see some new looks from them just last week, but that was against 2G. So have those looks been tested?
I mean, on the first map, kind of. It got close down to the wire at the end, but the main thing was Icy busting out the Waylay, which looked pretty solid. I think EG had a lot of different ideas of how to implement that, whether they were using on Haven some Omen smokes like backplat C to give, Waylay some cover dashing in. We also saw Icy going for a lot of contact plays, using the teleport out, much more like a chamber would try to enter into a site.
Yeah, I think a lot of people are going to get pleasantly surprised watching Icy this year on EG, right? They're used to the passive Icy we saw previously on G2, where he was so much more of a system player, right? He wasn't making plays. I can tell Potter is giving Icy a lot of freedom in this system. Like you said, he's going for these plays, and he's looked very good so far early on this year.
He's kind of just completely reinvented himself as a player. He's playing more aggro. He's playing just better in general. I think the fights he's taking, he's consistently able to win. And that's what was impressing me again, was it wasn't even just the setup behind him always. A lot of times on Haven, it was him contacting into the A site, grabbing a kill, teleporting back. His team goes in. He's dashing up to follow in. Like, he was all over the place.
I mean, that agent just seems to be made for players like Icy. Phenomenal performance just last week. Will we see it again? Can we replicate that?
I think there's a good chance. There's a really good chance. This is the map Haven that 100 Thieves picked and won last week. I mean, they showed they can be very, very good here. They run a double duelist, so it'll be wild if we do see Haven in this series. But I truly think there's a really good chance we do today.
I think it's entirely possible. There's also, questions of what does it look like going on to like an Icebox or an Ascent for Evil Geniuses, other maps that, if you hear people talking about it, that's where Waylay has some definite power to her.
Absolutely. Yeah, I'm excited for this one. Oh, we got some
Not the snakes.
What?
It's snakes versus kittens? Is that really what we're going with today?
Snakes versus
why
kittens.
not?
It's crazy.
Do we think that kittens beat snakes? Because I don't
That
think
depends
so.
on the snake.
Well, 100 Thieves
They're smaller ones,
snake those
variants.
last two. I see what he's going for here. They were snakes for cutting them. they became kittens on EG?
I guess.
So.
I'm not really sure.
You know, I'm just happy when they talk the talk, and even better when they manage to walk the walk right after as well. I'm excited. I'm excited to see what they have in store for us today, and always excited to hear from our players. Earlier today, Rift caught up with Icy for his take on Valorant's newest agent.
And Icy, last week we got to see you break out the waylay. What is it about this agent that just allows you to excel?
I would say it's a big movement character. It's movement heavy. You know, I love ankle breaking with the characters. So I'm a big fan of the movement. I love double dashing in, you know, hindering them. It's fun.
All right, what are you feeling about the meta then? Is this one of your favorite that you've had throughout all of your time playing Valorant?
I would say it's definitely better than the chamber meta for sure. Like comparing it to other metas though, I don't know. It's a fun meta. I like playing waylay. I think there's a lot of diverse character selections happening, so it's fun. Like a lot of new agents being played.
Are you able to kind of just say like, hey, I want to play waylay on this map, and they give you that room?
I mean, it's up there, like for discussion. Like if I want to play waylay, like I could, I guess, maybe. I don't know. We'll see.
Very cool. All right, Icy. Thanks for the insight. Good luck today.
It's up there for discussion, so there is hope. Now, before we get into today's first match, we're going to play a quick game of Rad Libs. We have a story with a bunch of missing words, and we need to fill in the blanks. But we won't know the story until we fill it all in. So this ought to be funny. It better be funny. Be funny, guys.
Okay.
No pressure,
I'll
but
try my
actually, a lot of
best.
pressure. Twitch chat, you should get involved as well. We're going to need your help to set the mood for this one, right? So you can vote right now for spooky or rave. I don't want to skew the results, but rave would be nice. I don't know. I want to get amped up for the
Don't
match.
want to skew the results into
But actually,
crazy.
okay, let's do it though. Let's do it. Let's get to work. Let's get those blanks and fill it in.
A noun. Gotta go with
Okay,
airplane.
slap them on there.
Or
real
actually,
quick.
I'll do a terrain for Mimi. She's not here. There we go.
That's nice.
We go frenzy.
I got. Just gonna. There we go. As said, we do not know
Occupation.
what
Thieves
the end
player.
result is.
We're picking Boostio.
Boosty is a good shout. I'm going shoutcasters for the occupation. It's a good job.
I'm going for a chariot on the vehicle
Those guys
because we're
are not
OG over
cool,
here.
Hey, whoa, what are we talking about?
What else
are we
do we
talking?
have?
Ooh, I want a subreddit. No, I'm in here.
AITA.
No.
You're not gonna go for
R/.
Oh, okay, I see.
League of Legends.
He would.
Yes.
He would, of course.
Give me an opportunity. I'll take
Okay,
it.
I'm doing. What else do we have? Okay, I'm gonna go back to this side.
Abyss is our map.
An animal. Are we going weird with this one? Weird animals or normal animals?
What about cats and dogs?
Cats. You are so
I'm going
vanilla.
basic. That's-
I like basic.
That's so basic.
Man.
Okay, let's do a.
My dog just turned into a snake.
Might as well. You know
Oh, we
what?
could have done kittens and snakes. I'm doing kittens and snakes.
I do snakes. Do kittens.
Okay, kittens.
We're good.
That says kittens, I promise.
Okay. All right, are we good? Oh, adjective. Let's fill in an adjective.
Big.
Big.
Oh, it is.
Big. I feel like we're up to something good here. We do have an inspirational halftime speech for an EG coach, which will be right this. He will be our EG coach. So let's see what Twitch chat wants from us. Are we going spooky? Are we going ravey?
Give me
Where
the
we
rave.
at?
Come on.
Yeah!
All right, let's go.
I'm with them. Let's
Here
go.
we go. EG Potter in the building. I can't even believe it. Boostio, what are you doing at the club? We're supposed to be scrimming today. See Marv back in the corner. All right, look, I'm not going to sell you a loaded train about what just happened. We look like a bunch of shoutcasters out there. Disgusting. Abyss was our map pick, and sure, Boostio, you got a couple of aces with the frenzy, and that's okay. And yes, r/League of Legends is already laughing at us. Can you believe that? You're making League of Legends players laugh at us. But you know what? We're big, and we've got the hearts of snakes, and we have the souls of kittens. Are you with me? Let's turn this chariot around in the second half.
Yeah, let's do that. Hey, if that doesn't win them the next map, I don't know what would. That's a lot of.
Potter is cooked. You got
Right?
the job.
Right.
You actually got it.
Hired his man.
I'm
You're
not
already
wearing
coach.
enough Gucci to match Potter. That's the problem.
Yeah, she got
Is that what? Okay, no. I think you got the right idea. You got the right energy. Now, speaking of the right idea, let's take a look at our predictions for this one. Here are the predictions for our broadcast team. Riv. Well, he's not here to defend himself, but you know what? I love this for him.
I mean, he heard my
That's
speech.
right.
And he
He's
was
a
like, it's
believer,
got to be
rightfully
EG.
so.
Dude, what's Boostio
broke
doing
the
in the
curse.
club at halftime?
I mean, he's probably cooking up his next, BM tweet.
Man.
Probably. That the community hates him for.
Well, this is gonna be good. This was good. Thank you so much. I'm hyped up for this match. I hope you are as well. Get the snacks, get comfortable. We have 2 killer matches on the way. 100 Thieves versus Evil Geniuses, G2 versus MIBR. VCT America starts right now.
It's always fun playing against your former teammates, 100 Thieves being Asuna and Cryo. Playing against your former teammates makes it so that a match is just like elevated in terms of like if you beat them, obviously you get bragging rights and you talk a little smack.
I mean, I'm excited to play EG. They have Derek. He just gives it his all, and there's no real way to shut him down, I feel like. You just have to mitigate him.
The players in short are a problem for EG, but they have to pick an avenue of approach. Look at that stun! Lasky is stuck in the corner. He's dead too. They're just falling left and right.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a lot of exec heavy attacks, definitely, from both teams.
Gets into the site, overdrive is on, and he is causing chaos because they did not expect this. The team are just obliterating.
We got the first match jitters out, and we're going to be like full strength.
I think the one thing we need to do as a team together is just make actions and do it together. Something as simple as that. You don't always have to make an elaborate plan. You just got to do what feels right.
There is so much history between those 2 teams and those players, which I am sure will be serving as extra motivation. Let's bring the teams onto the stage. EG coming off of a 2-0 victory last week. Within, they showcased some premium Waylay play. We hope they got something good cooked up for today.
I mean, look, Waylay and Icy, I'm mixing them up now. He's like, yeah, I can say Waylay, and they'll let me play the agent, so it's fun. Hold on, did 100 Thieves just play photobombing?
Wait a second.
They're mingling, they're mixing.
Guys, you can't pretend to be friends out there. You're snakes.
No.
Snakes and kittens. That's all I see on the stage. Yeah, let's talk about 100 Thieves. I don't know which of the 2 they are, but they coming off of a loss against Sentinels just last week, and they are looking to bounce back. They seem to be in high spirits, though.
They do, yeah. The 100 Thieves players always bring in the good vibes. I think even after that loss to Sentinels, which...
Not just a loss, 13-1.
I mean, it's kind of just written in the cards. It's expected. That's how we kick off every year here at the Americas.
Yeah, and the thing is, as long as 100 Thieves don't have to play their arch nemesis Sentinels, they've got a pretty good track record up against EG.
Also, if my calculations are correct, Ender, this is exactly where they were last year in Split 1.
According to my calculations, I have no idea. Wait, I mean, look, disappointing kickoff, right? Come out, not so strong in the first one. Okay, I could get behind it. Could get that run going. But you already know Potter is getting the team hyped up there. Talking about, the club later on.
Yes. That is exactly what Potter's probably doing.
Yeah, they'll get 100 Thieves involved there too, because in the club, we're all fam. For now, though, we are enemies. Where do we take our enemies, though? What maps do we want to see?
Well, I'm seeing the EG home field right there on the screen, which is what is expected when Potter's in this Vita, right? Fracture. She has innovated Fracture so many times.
The original, Sova Fracture stuff?
Sova Fracture was crazy on EG's champ run. That broke everyone's brain. No one thought it was really possible until then. She had the triple ult plays for Heaven and pushing Defender spawn. And then 100 Thieves pick Haven, which is the map we were talking about, the double duelist they won on last week. They're going to be going against Waylay there.
Yeah, so it's like ISO versus Waylay ideas. That's the map I'm most looking forward to. Of course, if we go to Split to finish things off, hope 100 Thieves come out a little bit stronger than the match against Sentinels. That is bad news if we head to map 3, I think.
Is that another map we could see Waylay on, Split? Would that work? Would you risk it?
Possibly. It's a little harder to justify it, but I think that, I think this is a map where Waylay, even as a secondary duelist, can work pretty nicely with some other options.
I'm a weirdo where I could say you could work any agent into a comp. It just has a shelf life.
Yeah,
right?
That's fair.
You can get countered, but a Waylay could get a win today easily on Split, right? It's just, would it work tomorrow once the game footage is out? I trust Potter to cook up some wild game plans. We've seen it so many times. When she wants to win, the game plans and the ult plays come out, the bonus rounds come out, and the set pistols are just fire. I am worried for 100 Thieves looking at this map pool. I'm very worried. Fracture, even they showed their game plan last week, and then Split.
And yet we all picked 100 Thieves.
Yeah.
So
Hey, we didn't know what the maps were going to be.
Man, 100 Thieves are going to have to exercise some of the demons that we've been seeing out of them on this stage today. Personally, I think this is going to be a game of initiators. Which initiators end up coming up big? This guy on your screen right now, he hasn't had the best performances, since joining 100 Thieves, if I'm being honest. He was a fragger on EG. He was getting a large percentage of their first bloods. And going back into the clip that we showed of Boostio and Zix, it's just a completely different mentality here on 100 Thieves. He's trying to get into a more supportive role, trying to decrease the variance, but the team is suffering.
Yeah, and if you're talking initiators on the other side, I want to highlight Nature, who had a couple of big rounds, especially towards the end of Haven when it started slipping away for them. He's coming in with a couple of 3Ks, 4Ks to even up the score. I do like, we're seeing Killjoy on this map from Evil Geniuses. There were the changes to Teo coming in, so you can't just one-shot the ultimate, but I do think this agent has some of the best sort of attacking map coverage to, cover off a north side or a south side to weak one. But
all right, that's an idea right there. Overcooked or cooked?
They're cooking. I like it because it gets the op in Cryo's hand while allowing Asuna to play the duelist, get space for the team. He's the wild one, right? He's the one that's going to lead the pack, get that space. Cryo's not really that type of duelist, but if you get an op in Cryo's hands, he can take over the entire game.
It does mean there's less sort of like passive information for 100 Thieves to work with, so some options for EG if they're playing slower rounds to find some holes in the defense.
Yeah, I will say, you mentioned Ye on that Killjoy. A lot of these Killjoys at the pro level are still finding a lot of value against the Teo. You just have to wait for the missiles to be used, and then you put down your util. You might save it a little bit off of barrier. You're ready to collect certain things. I'm looking for Ye to have a big day, just like he did previously.
And so is his team. I'm sure they are ready and locked in. So let's send it over to your casters for this one. It's the dynamic duo of Duck and Baby Bay.
So much so, we've got a really good match ahead of us. And I think there's a lot of history here, Dre. I think we start off with the fact that in this matchup in particular, and it's been a long time, we're going all the way back to when he was still playing. 4-0, undefeated, 100 Thieves up against Evil Geniuses. And the map count, it tells an even worse story. 8-1 in maps the way of 100 Thieves. It's been rough.
Yeah, 100 Thieves have absolutely decimated EG every single time they've played them. And I mean, something that's crazy that we need to talk about is we're not seeing Ye on Chamber, but we're seeing Cryo on it. Yeah. And the last time he played Chamber was at Kickoff, I mean, over a year ago in like February, right? Yeah. Which, I mean, they got destroyed on it. I mean, he played decent, but
he was the only one who played well. It is time for the Samsung match start. Load up fast with Samsung SSDs, and we're going to be loading into Fracture again. 3-map series. If we go that way, is Fracture Haven and then split as the decider. Evil Geniuses on the attacking side, and we're already set up for a clash towards tower. Asuna getting stunned up, has to take a step back, and Xander is the first to fall. Icy on the swing, not connecting, but Derek does. Utility already reigning supreme the way of Evil Geniuses. This is a textbook start. They could not ask for much more than this.
Yeah, Cryo's going to have to pull out some heroics with this Chamber dig, but he won't connect, and now he's left in a 1v5. Just get as many as he can. It's looking pretty decent, but what a strong start from EG. All eyes forward and just hitting the shots, honestly, dealing with that Neon stun and slide very well. Asuna not being able to get anything going here early on. And I'm very surprised that 100 Thieves decided to choose the defense side first, because EG, they did play Fracture against Furia at Kickoff, and they had such a great attack. They went 10-2. Yeah, obviously the caliber of the teams is a lot different here, but EG are strong on this. So maybe 100 Thieves, Boostio and Zix think that they can counter EG's attack side. So far, not the start they're looking for.
Yeah, not going according to plan. A lot of focus towards the northern side of the map for the defense. Meanwhile, Evil Geniuses quietly and sneakily creeping their way towards B. And they may be looking the wrong side, but a lot of the defense is here. Ye holding the line with the Sheriff, no less. It's like he never missed a beat.
Yeah. I like this from EG as well. A little bit of a freeze to the round, seeing if anyone's going to overextend, further that advantage that they have. Derek is going to be swapping his rifle to Nature because he wants to be the forefront. Maybe get a little bit of contact play here. He's going to be an entry. Still a very quiet approach here. Usually 100 Thieves on their anti-ecos decide to gamble stack certain things. Now, a little bit spread. Boostio's now rotating over.
Yeah, well, I mean, you think about the beginning of the round, that's exactly what they were. It was a 4-1 towards B, so you're right. Kind of sticking to their playbook. Again, a little bit of draw of utility, but Derek's going to get a kill, upgrade a weapon.
30 seconds left.
Yeah, the only one left with the Sheriff, and Cryo's left in 1v4. 2 shots of the Headhunter. Let's see if he connects with any of them. Both go wide right. The kill goes the way of Derek, and that's the second round for Evil Geniuses.
100 Thieves look like they're sleeping right now behind the wheel. But EG, a blistering pace, hitting every single shot. They came ready to play today.
Had a great start for Derek, too. 5-0 already, getting closer and closer to having that ult online, but this was rolling the years back for EA. That was vintage.
Yeah, and he's been great on this Sentinel role for EG. I think he's really playing the role as perfect as possible. He's getting a lot of first bloods, limiting the risk that he takes, but he's not afraid. And that's the most important thing in this current meta, is having a Sentinel player that is willing to take the fight.
Couple kills traded at the beginning of the round. Again, aggression from 100 Thieves towards B and rewarded for it. They do have the numbers advantage.
There's only 2 players of 100 Thieves on this site. Numbers in favor of EG, but they decide to freeze. And now, with the positioning on the actual A side, this is going to be hard to break through. Oh, with that spot, maybe that rechargeable utility can come up. You can punish.
I think 100 Thieves are doing a really good job of taking away some space, too. I mean, they still have presence B. Northern side's being flushed out. And Derek swings his way into the 6th kill.
I don't think they were aware that there was another player on site. That smoke may work against 100 Thieves here, because it does cause a freeze of the round for EG, which, again, now you have the Teo missiles online, you have the fault line, you still have Superman with a bunch of smokes.
Yeah. You imagine they're going to want to pop on the other side of this, but the drone's giving away what's concealed behind door number 1.
They can still pivot. It's
30 seconds.
Yeah. They have time.
You know, lace those things up, man.
I mean, the only person that's going to meet them here is Cryo.
And he's got 20 HP.
He's so low.
13 seconds left.
They're going to get
just
the
now
spike
making
down.
their way out to the site. Again, Cryo's going to be the first line of defense. How much can he get? Nothing. Not even able to stop the plant. So the spike will go down, and all of a sudden, the possibility, the prospect of a bonus is at their doorstep. EG sitting pretty. EU and Xander left to try to salvage this mess of a situation.
And you still have the Teo missiles. You have another breach stun. I mean, he's used 3.
This round feels secured. I mean, as soon as there's a tap, Derek drops his utility. I don't know how 100 Thieves get through this. Forget about the tap. They do it proactively as the time continues to dwindle down.
EU has to come up huge here.
He's got to solve this problem. He's already gotten 1 kill. Spike continues to tip away. Xander not even able to get half. A great start from EG.
Yeah, down numbers. But like I said, that smoke that delayed the hit even further in A main works against 100 Thieves, and it makes EG just go for the obvious play. We're just going to rotate back to the B site. I don't know what Cryo was hunting for in that moment, Doug. I mean, really.
What?
Yeah, that was crazy. But Cryo really kind of sold this retake. I mean, yeah, you're 20 HP. I get it. Maybe you can kill the planter. But it's such a risky play.
And it was a low time situation, too. I get why he made that play, and ultimately it doesn't work out, but
to be making plays like that on your first gun round, basically securing the bonus for EG, who could just play utility on the spike, it's just a bit of a blunder. Bottom side default again here for EG. 100 Thieves getting proactive in A main this time.
Aggressive stun, and there's a crunch. Armageddon dropped to try to provide some cover on the other side. He's dead.
He's cooked.
He had nowhere to go. Boosty will watch the rest of this round.
Ooh.
Now, there's still a little bit of fight behind this Spark. They have Stingers, they have the Headhunter, and they've got Asuna who's coming online. Again, a numbers advantage. 400 Thieves. The last time it did not go favorably, but that's 3 for the Duelist, dashing around looking for the last. Concealed by the smoke. Oh no. Oh, right. Okay. Well, 100 Thieves are on the board. and nobody saw what took place there. We'll just forget about that.
A great Teo ultimate used from the side of EU. I mean, he's been sharp all year long for this roster. Yeah, it's just the start for him, but without this Teo ultimate, you can't force these free kills into Asuna. That stinger with that one-way smoke there, there's nowhere for the EG players to go, so a good calculated attempt there for 100 Thieves. And this is the pace. They just want to keep running it down, taking map control. They are running the Neon. This is what you kind of have to do.
Well, especially on a map like Fracture, right? You've got 4 lanes that you have to deal with. It makes sense to want to remove some of the variants and take some of those lanes away.
I don't think Ice has actually spotted Cryo. Yeah, he gets dropped. And that's the whole power of the Neon. You show one place, you have the chamber set up on the other. This is the bread and butter to this composition.
There's a lot of crunch happening on the northern side. Asuna and Boostio, brothers in arms.
Right here.
Much more bellicose on their approach. I mean, you mentioned it. You're going to heavily aggress on one side of the map, and then you've got Cryo on chamber holding down the rest.
Yeah, Cryo now. Looks like he's warmed up, he's activated. Holding all those off angles, hitting the headshots. He's looking clean right now. But yeah, none of that is possible if Asuna doesn't show his body there. And yeah, they don't actually full send it down B main, but the pressure alone of showing where the Neon is happens to allow Cryo to make plays like that, where he can just hold an off angle and people aren't ready for him.
Nice! Good team play, guys. Flawless, flawless. Good team play.
Now, will EG, now aware of that, be looking ahead to maybe use extra set pairs of utilities to try to clear out Dish, to try to clear out Cryo's chamber. He's getting aggressive here, though.
Boy, the tables turned real quick in a game
nasty.
like Valorant. You think about the start that 100 Thieves had. It was dreadful. But now you've got Cryo wide swinging and just diffing people.
You have Asuna running it down here, but he has so much support from his team.
Nature in a really nice spot. They are fully committing onto this. There's not a lot of follow-up, though. And he's just by himself.
Yeah. That EG member is able to sneak up onto the B site, and now
they're
in a good spot, but Spike is so far away.
This is an awkward spot here because you can try to accelerate and crunch on Yu, who's playing by himself, or Spike rotates back A, but they decide to try to play around their numbers and hunt him down. He's feeling the walls closing in, but Cryo over his shoulder there to help. What a shot from EU. Connecting onto the second. Lands onto Derek, leaving things in a 1v1. Spike just out of reach. No armor for Superman. He's got to know that Cryo's close by. He's been on a heater, but Superman's on the trade. EG gets a 4.
It's Superman, it's Brimstone, it's Fracture. He's been doing this for forever. Go back to all the way FaZe, go back to Rise days, beating Optic. He's been a menace on the Brimstone on this map. And he brings the round back for them, 100 Thieves. EU, he did so much work. I don't know how he gets the kill when he missed jumps there. Even he's laughing, he's like, what? But EG, a good recovery, and maybe 100 Thieves getting a little bit too overeager with numbers up. Fast A main control here and a bit of a passive setup from 100 Thieves.
Icy's cooked, man. The response from Boostio with his ult was perfect. And now re-aggressing 3 for Boostio.
Spray control was looking so good right there. Yay. Amongst all that commotion is doing his job, walking all the way up front B. So they will have a free site here, but it's going to take a lot of individual mechanics here. Yay, maybe he's going to have to get a little bit aggressive into spawn once he clears heaven.
I mean, we've had these situations before where 100 Thieves have had a numbers advantage that has kind of slipped away, so not out of the woodworks quite yet.
They still have so much utility to play with, though, from the side of 100 Thieves. I mean, you could really meticulously clear out a lot of these corners. With that spike being planted, they're going to do a little bit of a jump start there.
Derek committing to it, 2 points away from his ult. Yay, one off of his.
Placing swamp grenade.
Good mollies on the spike, too, to delay.
Spacing here is big. Depending on how they swing out, Derek's not going to see any of them.
Yeah.
Pushing up into spawn, concerned with where that's coming from.
He's
realizing now, 2 spotted, yay. You imagine those comm coming through, waiting for the right time to swing, the right time to peek. Armageddon gonna flush him out of the corner. Derek not able to connect onto anything as Boost has 4 on the round. Xander cleans it up. No mishaps this time.
Yeah. Checking off all the boxes on that retake was Hunter Thieves, using good utility, using good spacing. Cryo was posted with an op on an angle while the teammates walk up, and Lucio on this spray transfer.
One enemy remaining.
That was beautiful, man.
Yeah, and I think the spray transfer was really impressive, but the decision making. As soon as you hear that ult popped, he responds with an ult of his own and then pushes the pace even harder. That's not something that you plan and draw up. That's off the cuff.
Yeah, and against Icy, who's been, honestly, he's been looking so good for the side of EG. He is now sitting at 1-7, not really able to get anything going. And it's going to be a timeout from Potter. Trying to bring things back into their favor. They started off hot. They were up 3-0. They won the bonus. But that one round that they let slip away, that Hunter Thieves thriftied, it just swings momentum. And on a map like this that's extremely attack-sided, I mean, this meta that's extremely attack-sided because of all the utility that you have for post-plant, you're getting a little bit uncomfortable now. Potter's gonna need to settle. Like I said, a big strength of EG has been their attacking sides. Their defense has been lackluster on multiple maps. Fracture being one of them. I mean, Furia, most of the rounds they won were against EG's defense.
Yeah.
Let's see what EG can cook up after this timeout. Potter, no stranger to doing some cheeky set plays with light buys. That's why you're seeing 2 Vandals out from Ye and Icy, a Stinger in the hands of nature. And we do have the Killjoy ultimate online. Derek is 1 away from those Tejo missiles.
9-5. He had a great start, and he, along with the rest of EG, has kind of slowed down here. A lot of focus towards B. And Asuna is here with all of that utility to help around. They know exactly where IC is, and once again, the duelist has been neutered. Asuna gets the second, not able to control it onto the third, but Boostio arrives just at the right time.
Just absolutely stuffed. Everything on Ye here, and he does win the 50-50 against Xander. A bit of pressure relieved now for Derek.
A bullet sure a silhouette around him.
It's a 1v3 now. I mean, this is very difficult. You're running into an outlaw with a ghost. Cryo has 2 shots. He doesn't even need them. That's just free. 99 for 100 Thieves. And the re-clear that we just saw from 100 Thieves, that set piece utility, that was so wonderful to watch. It was something that was kind of missing that Sean was pointing out. Like some of the util was off the mark in their last match against Sentinels. Well, no stops were missed here. Even that wall to come up and holding, getting the trades, follow up Brimstone ultimate. 100 Thieves are looking very rehearsed now, a lot more clean than what we saw against the Sen matchup.
I mean, a lot more clean than what we saw at the beginning of the map.
And now look at the economy. Because you try to go for these cheeky, force buy plays, you have 2 Guardians in play, a Sheriff, only 1 Vandal. Let's see if this KJ ultimate can get any value. It's aggression again from Asuna.
Getting a bit more than he bargained for there. But third time is the charm, or so they say. As he is able to counter some of that back. He's now playing so far on the other side of the map. I think concerned with the potential of a rotate around, but the side is all Evil Geniuses.
Yeah, this is going to be a very hard retake. Crow's going to have to find at least Icy here. He's the only player that's 1 shot to this outlaw. It's a fast retake, though. This is very good from 100 Thieves.
That's a really good nade. Icy managing to dodge the flames, licking around his ankle, staying alive. But it's a dangerous game he plays against Xander, looking to go aggressive, not concerned about the defuse, wanting to try to take those fights.
I think that Molly misses.
Oh, that's just off the mark. Again, dancing with fire. Xander's just gonna hold it, or at least try to. Got it to half. Ye on the swing. Ye gets 2. A 1v1 now with Nature waiting on the other side. The flash to buy a little bit of time. Cryo, not enough there. That's around the way of the attack.
Another post-plant win for Evil Geniuses. That Killjoy ultimate giving them that entire site. A good conversion on what was a very scrappy buy. But the economy is still not looking that great. What a shot from Supa to open things up onto Asuna. I have to point out that the pace in which 100 Thieves are playing this defensive side, it almost feels like they're the attackers.
Yeah.
I mean, they're just full sending it. And for good reason. It's worked a lot of the half, this disruption against EG, not really allowing them to set up, do their defaults very, very well. It's A main pressure again, but on the other end, free dish control.
Yeah, no one's home. That little guy goes.
Oh, he sees him.
We've seen this look a couple of times here where Asuna's just dashing out towards spawn.
So confident with it.
And finding success. That's one kill found. One name claimed, looking for more. Derek succeeds as Asuna still playing towards sand.
Yeah, he needed to hit that, Doug.
Yeah, he did. He went to the stage of sight, and again, Asuna going aggressive, pops the ult, and pops Derek too. Things have fallen apart for IC very quickly.
Asuna carrying this round. I mean, that first kill on the Superman, he just knew somebody was hiding behind that box. The jump spot confirms the info. The stun into the slide. No one there quick enough to trade Supa in that moment. And it was a good reaction from EG, you know, speeding up drop. You kind of have to make that play. But the operator from Cryo rotating in. It's Freelo. And this is such an impactful kill. This is just intuition to the max. This is the plays that Zix was talking about. I mean, forget a support. You can't really support on Neon in this case. He's the main character.
He is playing with confidence.
And it's not like he hasn't gotten punished before. So for EG, you're like, wow, this guy just keeps going for it. Like, what is going on?
As he should.
Crowd's in a bit of a pickle here.
Oh, stop me if you've heard this before. Asuna goes aggressive, but this time there's a trade.
He just doesn't care right now. Showstopper pop to confirm that site. No one at the other end of it, though. We've seen how good EG are in these post plants when they're up numbers.
And they're certainly that.
Yeah,
Gay has a Marshall. Derek with a Ghost, but full site control.
Launching smoke.
Spike planted.
Remember, there's no go button here. Asuna is dead.
Yeah, and you still have an operator in play, too. This is a very difficult retake. It's maybe one that you might want to concede, or maybe Crowd just drop the op. Go in with that Headhunter.
Yeah, they've got money.
Exactly. I mean, they should definitely be doing damage right now.
Or at least attempting to, and that's exactly what 100 Thieves are going to reckon with. Xander on the swing, spotting two, and not connecting on any of them. EU, the last one standing. And I don't know that he's going to get anything done here.
Very, very difficult to come back into that round after being down 2 players so early on. I think first, like, 15 seconds of the round.
I mean, the round is basically lost at that point.
There's not much to work with there for the remaining 3 members, but
Thrifty.
wanting to die by the sword is 100 Thieves, sticking to that aggressive playstyle. EU gets ultimate online because of those 2 exit kills. A bit of an oversight from Evil Geniuses here. I mean, maybe he could have gotten it anyway, farming some orbs, but
yeah, but
now you don't have to risk your body for it, right? I mean, Asuna, he truly does not care whatsoever in this match.
Well,
Playing.
it's been successful.
Yeah, it has.
Worked.
It has. The 5 rounds on the defensive side is pretty good for 100 Thieves. I'm very impressed so far.
Oh, attack side op from Derek.
Picking that one up.
And you've got the ult from Cryo. Yeah, waiting on the other side. Pushed back by the crunch.
There's no place to play there.
No. He wasn't allowed to play the round.
That utility was insane. I mean, the way that they're using this Neon to just run it down.
The op has been dropped, and it's full acceleration towards B. They managed to control out of the site. Keep an eye on EU's ult. As you mentioned just a couple of moments ago, the Brimstone's going to cause some problems, too. Xander finding just enough space to stay alive, and now the Armageddon in play. Are you kidding me?
It doesn't quite hit the mark, though.
Just barely staying alive. Between a rock and a hard place, and the kills erupt the way of 100 Thieves.
Yeah, even though the Teo ultimate doesn't get any actual kills, it gives you all that free space control, and you're able to just stick the spike. Get it to half at the very least, creep into the smoke into heaven. EU, Cryo, Boostio, all sitting at 11 kills apiece. Sean said it was going to be the battle of the initiators, and I think that's what we've been seeing so far in this game.
I didn't realize we won the round either. We killed them all so quick, bro. Let's go, guys. Let's fucking go.
It was almost simultaneous. A 6-6 half, a break, and the conclusion of Fracture on the other side of this.
Oof, stuck paying for that old phone? Don't be. You know, at Verizon, we'll pay off your phone. And you'll get iPhone 16 on us. That's a value of up to $1,600, only on Verizon.
A 6-6 half to start off Fracture, and I think, Dre, at least I didn't expect for it to go that way, given how EG looked off the bat, given how things were going so well their way, but an excellent response from 100 Thieves, and it really went back and forth the whole time.
I mean, just not allowing EG to breathe. It was such a fast-paced defensive side from 100 Thieves. It truly felt like EG couldn't get set up. Now, when EG actually got the spike planted and things were slowed down, that's where they shined. That's where they looked like the better team. But now you're on the defensive side, and I just feel like 100 Thieves are going to run it down 2 times as fast. I guess we'll see right here, as it's going to be an arcade hit off the rip. A 4-1, Brimstone alone in B main.
That breach is going to be out of the play. There's a whole lot on Derek here to use utility to delay some of this. First smokes come through. Yeah, Austin is already all the way up tower. Icy smoked out of it. They have to get the side up, but there's nowhere for them to go. Well done by Derek to clean up Xander and alleviate some of that pressure.
1 for 1 now. No smokes from either side.
They're going to want to go. Bro, they're going to want to go. It's been the MO this entire time. Huge from Icy. Bucio's left in a 1v4, and that was the first time where it really felt like they were punished by some of that aggression.
Yeah, I mean... Oh, hold on. It's easy pick'ems for Ye. But I'm so impressed by Icy in that moment. A lot of players would try to deal with the Neon in that moment, but to have the poise and the confidence to, okay, I'm gonna ignore this guy. Nature's got my back. I'm gonna kill everybody behind the Neon, because it's just so hard to connect on somebody sliding around like that. I mean, we saw Superman whip almost an entire clip onto him in the last half, right?
Yeah.
Just completely ignoring Asuna in this moment. And that was the win condition. For him to make that split-second decision just shows how far he has come as a player.
I wonder here how many more times we're going to see that, where 100 Thieves are going to be in a position where they're going to want to scale up and aggress, and EG kind of play that push and pull, knowing what's coming.
Just hold, huh?
A lot of personnel towards A.
Yeah.
100 Thieves up dish. And again, they're picking the site that has 3 members here. Not only that, there's a massive gun advantage. That doesn't always work out, though, and we're already seeing some of that in play. Xander getting the first, Nature on the trade. This
Flurry.
is getting messy.
Yeah, Flurry back and forth now.
They have a Spectre and a Marshall. Oh, that's big from Cryo. Managing to stay alive. This one has got out of hand, but Derek gets 3. Trying to drag this thing over the finish line. Xander weak. Derek upgrading a weapon. That's bold, that's dangerous. He's got so much to do here. Salvo's just now coming back up online. Maybe try to provide a little cover, but he's guessing. And unfortunately for him, unfortunately for EG, he's guessed incorrectly. Xander fully on the wrap. Upgrades a weapon as well! And that's a thrifty for 100 Thieves.
absolutely brutal for EG. Derek tried to crawl his way back into that with some heroics. I mean, he's sitting at 15 and 10. What were those 3 shots in tandem?
With a ghost.
That was beautiful play, crispy shots, but it was Cryo who had the most impact in this round. The trade into A main and that follow-up kill after TPing in the open.
Yeah, I mean, he should have died there.
I mean, what is that? Superman had no chance. He just gets deleted from the server. All of a sudden, 100 Thieves bringing the momentum back on their attacking side and still taking so much space on this Neon. All of Arcade and now Underpass being cleared out. There's only a couple spots EG can be in.
It's a great start. Superman not really having the tools to fight back with.
Just disrespecting EG by just using their body. Asuna has just been running it down time and time again. Now grouping up with his team.
Yeah, having to take a step back. Smoked out of the sight for the time being. How much damage can they do? Boostio gonna take a little bit. Still staying alive, and again, they have so many tools at their disposal here. I mean, fully set up on the Arsenal. Cryo getting 2. Getting a little bit closer to having his ult online. A flawless round as 100 Thieves take the lead back.
The weaponry was, not there for EG, obviously. It was an eco round, but it's just the way that 100 Thieves are approaching this matchup specifically that is so disrespectful in their play, I feel like. I just feel like they just have no care in the world. They're willing to take these fights. That playmaking ability that Zix was talking about, that Boostio is enabling. Cryo has crept all the way up to the top of the scoreboard here.
15 to 9 on the chamber. Light armor on everyone for Evil Geniuses.
There's a couple Phantoms on the side of 100 Thieves as well.
Dude, Icy just lost all of it.
Oh.
This is falling apart for 100 Thieves, or for Evil Geniuses, excuse me, very quickly. Icy on the trade, Cryo down, Armageddon used, Xander dancing around the smokes, claiming more. Now Derek's left facing the inevitable. 100 Thieves get to 9. That was a gun round for them. They're going to be broke again, EGR.
Yeah, 100 Thieves this time on the back foot, but holding very well. Cryo winning that head-to-head against Ye. Ye has gotten the short end of the stick in a lot of these engagements so far, and maybe it's the fact that he's on Killjoy and not the chamber, and this is the problem with running light armor buys that a lot of teams are doing now, is you enable these guns that are bought like the Guardians, like the Bulldogs. They just fry you. So now the money is very bad. Vandal in the hands of Ye.
Yeah, they're hero rifling him.
He is one of the players here at B. He's going to have to win this 50-50 against Cryo.
I know the score is close, but it does feel like 100 Thieves are in a position to run away with this thing. Oh, that's big from Ye. He needed that. But the kill's instantly traded back.
Just nowhere to play for Superman again. He's getting punished in this heaven area.
But remember, the danger still lies in Ye's hands. There's still a shot at this. Icy also one off of his ult.
Do they clear Xander here? They do.
They knew exactly where it was. Now that's a weapon upgraded. Ye gets another one. This thing has gone off the rails. Ye finally dies. Now it's Icy, who never had a shot. Cryo left in 1v2, settles onto the first, still healthy. Still in a position to fight.
Teleport's ready.
All of the onus, all the responsibility on Derek. It's a tap, it's a swing. And Cryo's playing this beautifully. Sidestepping, understanding where the aggression's coming from. It's a 50-50. Derek has no choice. He's got to hold it. And Cryo gets 3. The Red Bull clutch for 100 Thieves.
Complete and utter flow state right now from Cryo. Like we said, the last time he played Chamber in official was 2024 Kickoff. He's looking great. He's looking amazing. 19 and 10. Winning 1v3s.
Did everyone see that?
It's vintage Cryo, man. This Chamber pick is paying out dividends for 100 Thieves. They're in full control of this half. And now it's going to be an A crunch, top and bottom side, trying to funnel everybody into this showstopper of Cryo.
Icy has the op, and he's the one posted up. But again, if they lose this crunch, there's serious trouble here. Nature holding the line, getting one back. He's swinging to EU, and he'll take it again. Now the Rolling Thunder. Asuna knocked up, trying to get away, trying to jump to his life, and fails.
Right there.
100 Thieves, they need to even the score. They're doubling up, trying to get another pick going their way. But 2 players towards this side of the door. Derek as well, able to swing.
Xander left in 1v4. No shot. That was a desperately needed round for Evil Geniuses.
And it always feels like if there's anyone to bring EG out of a funk, it's Nature. Nature always steps up to the plate. He's looked so promising for this roster. He's really developed into a great IGL. And it's not just the calling, it's his mechanics. Getting a 3-piece into this round, evening the score after Icy gets out-dueled in that off head-to-head.
Do they invest into it again? Yeah, this time it's in the hands of Ye, though. Dish control, no one there to flirt with it. A lot of attention B.
So far, 100 Thieves. Boostio, he's been calling around Ye very well.
There's a little bit of help. Superman's in trouble, but Derek's perched over his shoulder.
It's just a stalwart defense so far. None of the players from the A side of EG moving whatsoever. Ye still posted up on this angle with that breach stun being held for him.
But this feels like the first round that hasn't been decided in the first 10 seconds.
Yeah, yeah. It's definitely a change of pace right now from the side of 100 Thieves. Yeah, he is smoked off. He's going to jump through this smoke and try to get value.
With an op?
I mean, Nature's on an island, man.
He's going to have to hold on, and so far he's done that. You were just singing his praises, answering the call for his team as he gets a second.
One enemy remaining.
Another 3-piece.
Right on cue.
And it's not like they didn't know he was there. Asuna just trying to clear out everything, not expecting the wide swing from Nature on the left side of sight. Cryo is left all alone, and he's been great, but he's going to have to turn into a demon if he wants to win this one. He does get the first, Doug.
3 more names to claim. And not a single pixel given. Ton of discipline out from Evil Geniuses here.
10 seconds.
Plenty of other teams would overheat into this and swing one by one and die. Cryo manages to get the spike down, but yeah, he had nowhere to go.
It's a party in the back A.
I mean,
literally the whole kitchen sink just thrown at the lad. I mean, that's what you have to do to shut him down, though. Like, I appreciate the respect from the side of EG. Don't even give him the gunfight. I'm not in this meta, man. Not in this series. Cryo's been too good.
That first kill into Asuna is nuts.
Yeah.
Spike down A.
With all the utility being thrown at Nature as well on that site, understanding that he's getting ran at from multiple angles to be able to isolate certain fights is very impressive in the heat of the moment. So now 100 Thieves will be using their first timeout of the map. Trying to cut some of that momentum that has clearly shifted in favor of EG. It looks like EG are just going on Nature's backpack right now. I mean, back-to-back 3Ks, very impactful kills in this moment.
Yeah, whatever it takes.
And we just got to talk about it. I mean, 100 Thieves are looking to get back to that form that we saw at Masters Shanghai last year. That was their best placement. They didn't make champs. They want to get back to an international. Right now, they have a chance to take this first map away from EG on their pick.
Again, a reminder of the historic map record between these two. It's been all 100 Thieves. I mean, 8-1. They've had their number, and now in an opportunity, as you were saying, to take away their map pick on a map they haven't shown this year. They haven't shown in a long time. But EG showing a little fight here. I think an EG that has matured over the years, an EG that, you know, maybe a couple months ago, maybe in a previous EG would have folded. But their metal has been tested and they have responded.
Dealing with
that
It's not an easy thing to do. Let's see if Asuna clears out Icy here.
They were playing musical chairs with this op. Now it's in the hands of Superman, and he's going to get challenged. Waiting just on the other side of the smoke. As you see a couple of members clear through, get into hell. EU the only one who has not crossed.
Superman is a player that's been getting punished heavily at this B side as well. Maybe that is the decision making. Put an op in his hands.
That's not what the fourth member. I think Nature's the only one who hasn't had an op.
Maybe Derek as well, but
I keep a close eye on the minimap. A little bit of eye candy thrown towards A. The drone out from Tejo to attempt to manipulate some rotations. What do EG do here?
here's the problem though. That Tejo stealth drone didn't see the turret that's set up watching Dish.
Superman, you have no way out of here. You're digging your heels in. You've got to land this shot. And he does. Traded right back, though, but damage has been dealt. 100 Thieves cracking the site wide open. There are no defenses left. Everyone else from Evil Geniuses is towards A. EA now arriving at the scene of the crime.
Planted.
Held back by the smoke for now.
Yeah, he's going to wait for Nature here. It really comes down to this EU Nature head-to-head.
Oh, he didn't wait at all. And he gets the kill into Boostio. A dink out. Nature still healthy enough to fight. But EA falls, of course, at the hands of Cryo.
And they can break this ultimate as well.
This is a difficult situation for Nature, but he's going to have to deliver once more. Does the captain have any magic left? 9 bullets left, time running short, health not much better off. And he's going to get a challenge from EU, who's the weaker one, but as the time dissipates...
Unwinnable.
Yep. There's no way through. 100 Thieves get to 11.
Superman does connect onto that B main shot, but the trade is so fast from Cryo, and he even dodges the protocol Tejo missiles from Derek that were set up in that B main area. There's a little bit of a gap there that Cryo was able to, just put his body in, and he ends up clutching out the round for them with an amazing trade on the A here. Look at that fast trade. Brimstone. I mean, look at this little pocket that he's able to play in. It allows him to get that third kill on the Ye.
Who he pushing, Xander? Who he pushing, huh?
He's pushing nobody.
Me? I know he ain't pushing me.
Last time out for Evil Geniuses. Potter gonna have to give a great speech to bring them back into things.
You take a look and take stock of what the situation is for EG here. Yeah, they're down 2 rounds, but I think ults will decide this. Superman has his ult on mine, and then you've got a couple members close by, and I really do think if they are going to continue this comeback, if they are going to get back into this fight, it has to be around that Trey.
I also think it has to be around actively re-clearing with not just one person. Superman had the right idea of disrupting the actual hit, but he needs follow-up. He needs another player with him in that moment.
Or just not take that aggro of a line.
Yeah, or that, but the problem is you just getting ran down on the actual site. Your site holds have not been that great.
Yeah.
Other than Nature going absolutely massive, getting back-to-back 3Ks towards that A side of the map. But B has been the weakness so far for EG.
Again, Superman with this orbital strike online. Nature close to having his.
Yeah, it looks like it's going to be a 2-1-2 setup, floating around with that Brimstone ultimate, like you said.
This is really easy space that 100 Thieves are claiming. The drone, Asuna falls behind it. There was this fault line setup from Boosty if they got challenged.
That's what I'm saying. It's every round just for free. There's been no fight from the side of EG. And, it makes sense this round because that Brimstone ultimate and the Tejo missiles you have, you can afford to delay that spike being planted at whatever site that 100 Thieves go to. But are they going to be ready for a push into spawn potentially? We saw 100 Thieves try to do that on the pistol round. They got punished for it. This time you might catch a couple players out on that iPad.
Derek's drone didn't fully clear spawn, so he's got to be careful up there. It doesn't feel safe enough to deny that space. Oh. They're fully playing off-site.
Yep.
Ye's the only one close by. And so this is very reminiscent of what we saw in the bonus. Remember, they wanted to scale up and take these fights to EG.
No Brimstone ult used, no delay. The spike is planted. All utility is going to be for the retake. These players in A main have to come up huge, but Cryo's been so sharp.
EA never had a shot. That's already one name down. When do you pull the trigger on that? Boostio falls, Cryo on the swing as Derek gets another. Now Orbital Strike in play! Cryo trying to get two, only finds one. EU's left alone. That's another round for EG.
Whew. It was close. I know 3 members are still alive from the side of EG, but weathering that aggression, Boostio, he got disconnected right there. Opting to push forward into the Tejo missile, just a little bit off. Not synergistic with his teammate of Xander. A good retake. A lot of teams in this moment would crumble, they would fall, but EG digging deep on this one, using their teamwork to their advantage, using the ults to their advantage.
This round is really big. Look at Nature. He's 1 for off of his, 1 pip off of his ult. Icy is as well, and this is an eco for them. There's a real position here where EG are going to be able to tie it up and carry 3 ults into the next gun round.
You want to play? Let's
and that could be the difference maker.
The problem is we've seen EG get thriftied before. With this showstopper, it could open up an opportunity. EG are getting active here. Superman, what are you doing?
Overheating a little bit as Cryo gets another. This map on the balance. Icy getting 2. Trying to connect onto the third, but it's EU who claims the name. And just when it seemed like Evil Geniuses were in a spot to fight back, it all gets invested, and it all goes the way of the attack. Now it's 100 Thieves who have the ult advantage. Now it's 100 Thieves who have the money advantage. And now it's 100 Thieves who are on map point.
Just can't settle the shots, and
Match point.
I like wanting to get aggressive from the side of EG, but doing it on a round where you have complete advantage, like you stated, where your ults are starting to snowball. Just not the right play at the right time. You would have much rather have had those ults for this gun round. A lot of it, yeah, it's just...
This map feels like it was decided in round 22.
Last player standing.
Such an important round to win.
And to invest as much as they did, but they still have guns. There's still a chance at this thing. Icy playing really far up. Another ult's invested with no follow-up, and so Cryo and EU can play this really far back.
What a 180. There's a real world in which Nature falls right there. Again, bailing out EG, evening the numbers now, but the silent walk-up.
It's forcing the defensive Evil Geniuses to spread out a little bit more, and all of a sudden there's a 4v2 on B.
Derek's going to have to come up huge here. There is supporting utility from Nature here. He has the stun pulled out.
There's a lot he's going to have to deal with. Stunts traded, time bought, but space gained. Nature now falls. Derek flushed out, tries to connect onto the shots and falls at the hands of Xander. EG pushed.
Spike planted.
But 100 Thieves don't break. Now 4v2 to settle this thing. Yeah, he's gonna have to dance around the ult, dance around Boostio. Supa left in 1v4 with the Guardian in hand, and that might just do it. Xander gets 300 Thieves, take Fracture 13-10. Again, their map pick,
yes,
fully in control.
And a lot was said about, okay, we need to make sure we work on our fundamentals. I believe that was Asuna that said that. That last round was a great depiction of that being put in place. Up numbers, using your utility to flush out Derek, using your utility to take out Nature. Even on their retakes on the defensive side, they looked like a cohesive unit, a much better squad than what we saw against Sentinels.
Yeah, I think it was Asuna who said right before the match started that they need to do stuff together and do what feels right. And that seems real empty, right? That seems like a platitude, to be honest, but it really does feel like they were playing much more cohesively, as you mentioned. And for EG, that's a tough pill to swallow, man. To be within knocking distance, to have all the tools there, and to let that one slip just hurts. The unfortunate thing, though, for them is there's no time to dwell over it. You've got Haven just on the other side of this break, a map that both teams have found success on. We'll see if comps change or anything like that on the other side of this. We will be right back.
Red Bull gives you wings.